Before I even read it, I just looked at the book, and once I saw the way he constructed the story around these photographs, I immediately liked it, just even before reading it, because there was just something, because I collect photographs myself, and I find in photographs there's something that's very, you see an image, it tells you a story, but there's still a sense of mystery, of discovery about it. Some things look funny, they can be sinister or humorous, and I just really love the way that he constructed the idea of his novel. So like I said, I've never ever looked at a book and liked it before I even read it, but that was the one. Well, kids are always hard to cast, just because a lot of the kids in this movie hadn't done any acting before, so it was a mixture of those kinds of things. But I've always felt very, very lucky to work with people that I like. I remember meeting Asa. They go, "What about the kid from Hugo?" And I go, "Oh, I remember him being good." But he was at that tall. He's not like 7 feet tall, But he was great. And she was always first choice for Miss Peregrine, because I've worked with her, and she just got that funny mixture of being able to be funny and dramatic and weird and beautiful, and she looks like she could turn into a bird. So she's got everything. Yeah, no, I mean, because every film you do is like your first and last film. So and I don't really think about things in I remember doing Batman many years ago. I was lucky enough not to hear the word franchise. You know what I mean? It was like, now it's a different time, but I don't think that way. Each movie has to sort of be on its own. So no, I wasn't planning, a 6-picture. I just thought I thought it ended it just sort of, just in your imagination, your journey continues, and so it wasn't meant to be necessarily an open-ended thing, but just not so, the end.
The end, my friend.
Well, have you ever met her? She's, well, as I was saying earlier, there are very few people that have a combination of things in terms of, in one thing, being, both funny, but emotional, sensitive, strange, beautiful. I mean, to be able to do all of that in one thing is just very exciting to me. You know what I mean? I really, really, I don't think people know how funny she is, it can be. I mean, she's just really, she reminds me of like an old movie star that, is just sort of, you don't think that they're even real, I mean, she's got that kind of quality of mystery and beauty that is sort of missing in our time now. Everybody knows everything about everybody, right? So it's nice when people still have their, mystery about them.
You even use in the U.S. press a metaphor. You call her Scary Poppins.
Yeah.
Like
but she's
Mary
like,
Poppins.
yeah. She, well, I always found Mary Poppins was quite scary anyway, so it wasn't much of a stretch, But I mean, she was definitely, Eva was like the headmistress or teacher that I wished I had but never had. Well, let's put it this way. Yeah, I mean, it's like superheroes that don't really do anything, right? It's like they're kind of like, and I never saw, everybody says powers, they have powers and power. I go, well, they're more like afflictions, really. They're not really, that's what I loved about them. They're basically just kids, but they each have their own peculiarities, which it's more of kind of like a, superhero movie, but from a different angle, not quite the usual one.
It's the coming of age, really.
Yeah, it's more about, I think it's it has those elements in it, but they're kind of come at it from a different angle. Yeah, well, I mean that's the funny thing, you know. I mean, from the big, I mean, I've been working in parallel universes because, you know, most every movie I've done has been a studio movie, so I've only dealt with studios, and you know, even when I was working at Disney, I was always deemed a bit strange, and my career throughout Hollywood, you know, people are always worried that I'm going to do something really weird, but I don't feel that way. You know, from the beginning, like Nightmare Before Christmas, too dark, Batman's too dark, you know, and I've been hearing that for 30, 20, 30 years, you know, same thing. That gets a little bit boring. At the same time, I've been lucky to be able to do things, you know, and so I take the weird label to a degree because it's also, you know, I've allowed to, you know, to spend some semi-large sums of money making weird things that they don't quite understand. But I've been, you know, very lucky that way, so I can't really complain too much. Well, invisibility would be good. I do find myself thinking I would like to disappear quite a bit, so that's probably the one that I have. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, guys.